Men, you need to understand the game that you're playing with women at all times. The game is, no matter what woman you are talking to or in a relationship with, she has guys waiting. She has guys contacting her. There's always somebody that could be a potential backup. This is the game that you're going to be playing regardless of what level or type of relationship you have with a woman. Yes, I'm talking about in the beginning, if you call it a talking stage when you first meet someone, all the way up to marriage. If you got a girlfriend, I cannot guarantee you guys, your woman can't even guarantee you that she just does not have some type of dude that is a backup, or dudes that are not contacting her. Because let's say you got a good girl, even if you got a good girl, your woman's a good woman, she's still getting the guys hitting her up no matter what. If your woman has a cell phone, trust me, guys are coming back. There's new guys, there's guys that see her with you, they see her success in her relationship, and they're contacting her constantly. Understand that this is the game when you're getting with women, and that's going to help you get through your relationship the proper way. You don't want to get caught off guard and be surprised when you have an argument with your girl one day, or you've been fighting with your girl for a very long time. All of a sudden her actions change. The reason why her actions will start to change most of the time is because she knows she can reach out to another guy and talk to him about the issues, or another guy can make her feel better, because all it takes is just having a cell phone. And I don't mean to be pessimistic, I'm being realistic here. This is something every woman has access to. When other men have access to your woman at all times. Be mindful of that. And I'll tell you, for example, even when I was married, I even had examples of my wife would come home, tell me that some guy hit on her at the store, some guy hit on her at a gas station. And outside of that, do you think she had social media? So even guys would slide in the DM. They don't care if they see your girl's married or whatever on social media. Sometimes guys, we're going to try either way. Unfortunately, we're going to try either way. Especially if a woman posts anything about being unhappy, that invites other guys in to try to talk to her, because we are guys that we try to prey on weakness sometimes. If we see a woman's down bad in a relationship, we try to come to her rescue, or at least slide in there and see if we got a chance. Yeah, there's even this one woman that I was dealing with, and we were out on a date, and she told me that, hey, this guy that I was talking to before you, he asked to see me today. Just play it cool. If you ever hear any of these stories like this, never really ask for details, because you're not interested in the story. So mostly you're interested in what was her actions. And then again, you can't be sure she's going to tell you the truth, to be honest. Yes, you want a woman you can trust, you just never know. Never trust someone 100%. Trust them enough so that you're not being insecure asking questions. But I let her speak, and I said, oh, okay, well, I said, what did you do? She tells me, well, he asked to meet up, and I told him I can't do that. Told him that I got somebody that I'm talking to, and she explained to him that it was me. And the story kind of died off after that. I didn't continue to ask, well, where did the conversation go from there and all this stuff. I don't care, because I know at the end of the day, she could be psychologically telling me that there's somebody waiting in case I mess up. But a lot of times they probably try to ignite jealousy within, or they're just talking to see your reaction. And your reaction has to be no reaction. Or laugh. You can laugh at it. That will be the best reaction, or no reaction. But I usually laugh when I hear this, and I say, okay, well, you know what he wanted. Sometimes I'll play into it as a joke, but I don't recommend this to all guys, because if you play into it as a joke, your woman might act on the joke and then something could happen. But I even play into it because I don't care. I want the woman to choose correctly based on what she actually wants. That's what I really want to see. I don't want her to do what she thinks I want her to do. Although that sounds backwards. I want to see what does she actually want to do, because that lets me know if this is the type of woman that I need to stick around with or put more energy into. So I just don't even give her any advice on the situation or tell her what to do if guys hit her up. I don't tell her unless I feel like there's a situation that absolutely needs some type of coaching. But if it's just guys hitting her up, there's nothing to say. I want to know, what does she do? Because any woman that really likes you a lot, that really interested in you, or they're really in love with you, you don't really have to tell them what to do in these situations. They don't really want to talk to the guy. They don't really want to see the guy. But if you hear anything in the story where it kind of sounds like she wanted to see him, but she couldn't because she's with you, just know she's not as connected to you as you think. It's a strange game, guys, and that's what we're dealing with. You come out here, realize she's got people waiting. Never get too invested. If you get too invested while knowing this, you will start to become very insecure. And that's where women get that from when they say, oh, why are you being so insecure? The truth is, yes, you are being insecure, but you do have a reason. Although you have that reason to be insecure, the more you bring up the topic of other men that are possibles, or other men that are talking to her or interested into her, or another guy that's messaging her, unless you're ready to cut her off if her behavior doesn't change or she apologizes for her behavior, you are going to come off as insecure. Outside of that, if you're ready to leave her or provide some type of punishment for actions that you do not align with, you will be fine. Most guys don't have it in them. This is why it is very dangerous for men to fall in love with women. Because once you start falling in love, your heart sinks. Anytime you hear something like this, you start getting scared. You start getting paranoid. That's only when you're in love with a woman. Can you love a woman? Sure. That is a different thing. But being in love makes men so weak, puts men in such a vulnerable position that you usually make mistakes and you start to show weakness. And this is the one thing that will help women leave you faster. Women do not like weakness in men, even if you have your moments. I don't know why. It's just a nature thing. Naturally, they don't want weakness because it makes them feel more unsafe, unprotected when they're around you. They're like, if this guy can't hold it together for himself, he can't protect me. I can't feel safe around someone who's fragile like an eggshell. And this is the reason why your best bet, whenever you get into weird situations and you're not sure, don't really bring this to your woman. Just ask somebody on the outside looking in, hey, she told me a story about this guy did this, or talked to her, or hit her up, or saw this. What do you think I should do? Most of the time, people from the outside looking in will be able to see what you may not be able to see if you are truly in love. And that will probably be the most realistic advice you get, is the person that's not in love with her will tell you exactly what you probably need to hear. With all this being said, you never go snooping. You never go looking for the information. That's the hard part. And if you don't fall in love, you're not going to care enough to go look. You only care enough that if you find out, you will take action. So don't go look for it. Be aware of what's happening around you, and always be willing to act accordingly if you find out that your girl went out of line, or the woman you're talking to. A lot of times, if you're just meeting a new woman, she might be giving off really good energy to you. It doesn't mean that these guys are not waiting in the background. Just be mindful of that. Be prepared. Stay strong.